my name is Gabriel and you are watching RPTV News. In this video, we'll take you through the most recent discussions from the Planning Committee meeting held on the 27th of February, 2025, where community leaders focused on key topics such as strategic planning, funding initiatives, and the urgent need to improve accessibility through hybrid meeting technology. You'll hear from Michael Rosenberg about the progress on defining committee structures, updates from the Funding Committee on important proposals, and insightful conversations around enhancing community engagement. Let's dive into the highlights of the meeting and explore how these efforts are shaping the future of Regent Park.
All right. So for our announcements and updates items, we have the strategic planning, funding committee. We also have the business proposals that have not yet been approved or adapted or revised and brought to the planning committee for consensus. We also have the shaping cultures and evaluations and benchmark. So we'll start with strategic planning. Who would like to be the representative about the strategic planning? Go ahead, Michael.
So on Tuesday, and we rearranged it, so we'll do it before the agenda planning. So at 3:30 on Tuesday, we are going to have the strategic planning committee go through the terms of reference and verify all the amendments that have been made are ready to bring to the planning committee. So it should come back to the planning committee within a couple of weeks, depending on how the planning committee makes its agenda. But if you want to be at the strategic planning group to bring it into that form where it is ready to come back to the planning committee, that is the terms of reference document. That will happen on Tuesday at 3:30.
Okay. Does anybody want to speak to that?
Just a quick amendment to it is the agenda committee will follow that at 4:30. The agenda committee will be at 4:30, I believe.
It's usually at 4, but you're going to have it at 4:30.
So the strategic planning, as Michael said, is meeting at 3:30, and the agenda planning will meet at 4:30.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, anyone else want to speak to this? Or no, we're good? Okay, the funding committee. Waleed, would you like to take lead on and provide us with any updates or announcements concerning the funding committee? Waleed?
You're on mute, Waleed.
Okay, maybe we will we'll skip this and come back to it. So I guess for the business proposals, for the items that have not yet been approved, we still have 4 business case proposals that we need to review. We did set up a meeting. Sorry, we haven't set up an additional meeting since our last one where we made the changes for the first set of proposals that were already submitted. So what I'm requesting now is if we can either as a planning table or anyone who would like to get together as a group to revise some of the outstanding 4 business proposals before they are submitted. And I would like to, I see Adonis has his hands up. I'm going to let him speak to this issue. If anyone else would like to follow, we've got Deanie next. Anyone else, please raise your hand. Michael, you'll be after Deanie. So go ahead, Adonis.
Yeah, so just a clarification. We sent in the ones that have already been submitted is the administrative coordinator position.
Correct.
The one for communications for RPTV.
Correct. The co-chair.
The stakeholders table.
Yep.
And the co-chair honorariums.
Correct.
So what are the ones that are outstanding now?
Okay, give me 1 second. So the outstanding ones are the community-wide report back on the SCP as a recruitment event of new members, and the in-person meeting expenses for 2025 once a month for food and child minding, and training for conflict resolution, one we dropped. So that would be 3 left outstanding.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Um,
So Deanie's next. Adonis, are you finished?
I am.
Okay, Deanie, you're next. Michael, you follow Deanie. Go ahead, Deanie. Do you want me to share the screen?
No,
No, okay.
I just wanted to share a conversation Brandy and I had earlier today in regards to when we do these hybrid meetings and the challenges we've been having trying to do one properly, and considering whether or not we would like to actually have an owl. Yay. If we're going to continue to do this, and I've been reading things that keep talking about in person, and we know some people can't do in person. We've seen that we need to do hybrids. We've had some really bad, dismal failures trying to do hybrids with the equipment we have. So Brandy was saying she was going to look up and see what the cost of an owl is. And maybe it's something we want to consider asking if we can purchase an owl. In regards to increasing our access, and that for me is a barrier reduction access issue. And why I thought it was kind of important to bring that up now is because we have been talking about work groups with seniors. And I know that it is a challenge for a lot of seniors. You know, that's why we were supposed to be able to do things in the senior buildings, but that's never happened. So
can I go on the list, please? Sorry, folks, I can't raise my hand. So sorry.
Okay, no problem.
it's okay, I'm done. I
Okay.
just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, we've got Waleed and then Joel. Joel, you speak right after.
what you
Waleed.
don't
you have it up on?
Hello?
Michael, we heard you. I think
Okay.
Brandy said you'll be on the list soon. And let me just quickly make my remark.
Actually, I was next, but you want to go first? Fine.
Oh, that's nice of you. Thank you, Michael. Okay, so this is, I think, a redundant conversation, but I just want to say, Deanie, I agree with you 100% that we should have invested in an owl, but I suspect that we already did. I'm waiting to hear from Joel next, maybe because he can clarify this, but I feel like we've already made that decision numerous times at the planning committee, and there was, and you're right, it was connected to the 50K, because it is a barrier reduction expense. But I'll let Joel speak to this, because my recollection is we already made a decision.
Okay, can I speak, Brandy?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Joel.
Hello?
Oh, sorry,
You
Michael. I
put
didn't.
2 people ahead of me already.
Michael, it's hard to see because I apologize. You can speak first, and then Joel will go after you. My apologies.
Okay, so I was going to originally say that basically there were 2 remaining items because the planning committee decided not to pursue the one for the hybrid meetings. But if people are sort of bringing it back in a different form, the only thing I would say is I've seen some like very much lower tech solutions, which are just like good omnidirectional microphones. But I suppose people are probably going to want to go for something more high tech. But I just want to remind people it's actually not always necessary to get the latest equipment. Like there are always like simpler, cheaper solutions that are just as good.
Okay, Joel.
Okay. Yeah, so we did have funding for an owl, as I've mentioned before. YSM is not able to sort of meet the criteria that would make sense for us to hold the owl. So if you want to make a proposal for an owl, I would just suggest that you have it's not just the technology, it's how it's going to be delivered or used or managed. So have a plan for the management of it that makes sense. We if there's like a meeting of seniors, like the only way YSM could do it is if we had a YSM staff there, based on our policy around use of technology that we are the custodians of. So that's my suggestion.
All right. Does anybody want to speak to this? Anybody? Waleed, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, so Joel, I have a question. I recall Richard coming to a planning meeting and we discussed the owl, and there was a discussion on going forward with an expense of the owl for the SDP. Could you please respond to whether that is the same recollection you have, and whether that decision was made by the planning committee, and whether that expense was incurred?
That was not a decision made by the planning committee. That was actually something that the city themselves just added to our agreement with them. And I raised the concern when that happened. I was hoping there could be another resolution to it, but we didn't find another resolution. So it was allocated, but it's no longer there because that was for last year. But you could still make another business case and have a different plan for how it could be used.
All right, Michael, did you want to
Hello?
speak to this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I think we need to have more clarity that the SDP is the principal and the trustees are the agents, and that it's not actually the trustees who own any of this. So if some organizations don't want to participate in an arrangement like that, that's fine. But I think both with respect to this kind of thing, but also more generally with respect to hiring and other expenses, we need to find trustees who understand that it's actually the SDP who is the principal or the applicant here.
Deanie, go ahead.
Yeah, we have a communication work group. This is about communication. Could we not put it in as a business case for communication? Makes sense to me.
Can I speak when I have a moment, when I'm be on the list?
Yep. So Deanie, that's an old hand. Okay, go ahead, Joel. And then Adonis.
Can you hear me? I think I'm off mute.
Yeah, you're off mute. Go ahead.
So, I mean, I understand some of the sentiment that Michael's bringing. I think actually we do have a pretty good understanding of that personally. So it's not a lack of understanding that the SDP is sort of the main, sort of the network, the entity here. And it comes back to there's a basic, essential problem that actually can't be got around. Somebody does actually have to, like something like an owl, or even if it's a omnidirectional microphone, actually does have to be purchased and is owned by somebody and managed, and that person and that entity is responsible for its making sure it's taken care of. So there isn't a way to get around that I'm aware of, and if people think there's another way, then that should actually be talked about, because especially if the city is not willing to spend a chunk of money on something if they're not quite confident that it's going to be taken care of. That's a fundamental requirement, and to me it makes sense. So that's why I suggested to the group that if you do a business case on this, you have a plan for managing it that will satisfy the concerns around its safety and it's being taken care of and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you, Joel. We've got Adonis and then Deanie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a problem managing it. For me, it's a problem of the expense. So far, the city, at least when I talked, we put the Zoom accounts in the proposal for the communications. But when I was talking to Richard, he didn't even want the Zoom account. So I don't know in terms of putting an owl, if the city will expense an owl. But yeah, it's not a conversation I had. But in terms of managing the equipment, it's like what Focus manages equipment. Focus also manages the Art Hub equipment as well. So I don't see a difficulty in managing an owl if we have one. The question is, of course, how many committees, and whether our staff would have to be there, or do we train people? So those are the details that have to be worked out. But certainly, Focus, if we had the resources, can provide that staffing support to it. And hopefully, our proposal will go through. Hopefully.
Okay, go ahead, Deanie.
That's what I was going to say. Focus is the co-chair of the communication work group. That's why I was suggesting we put it through as a request on behalf of the communication work group. Then we can figure out a procedure, but we would definitely be using it. Like now we've talked about having an in-person meeting for the planning committee at least once a month. We've got 3 times we're doing stakeholder tables. Maybe there might be some of the projects, we'll hear what the work group projects are, but they might be able to, may need them as well. And like I said, we want to start this seniors work group, so I can see use of it. I see it would be very safely kept with our communication work group. And like Donna said, with the rest of the equipment. But I think it's something that, it's worth asking. The worst they can say is no.
Okay, thank you, Deanie. Michael, did you want to speak to this?
That's okay at this point.
Okay. I did want to just say I am now adding it to the business case proposals list so that it's there. Okay, so does that need to be discussed, or is it okay that I added it?
No, I think it's good. We're adding it. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, is there anyone else that would like to speak to this issue, or could we move to the next item? Waleed, we did want to know if we could have an update on the funding committee. If you have a minute or two to just give us any updates or any announcements that you'd like to make in regards to the funding committee. Waleed? Oh. Okay. All right, so we've talked about the strategic. We're skipping funding at this moment. We've done the business case proposals. So shaping cultures. Is there any update from shaping cultures?
Joel will be the one.
We don't really have an update. I mean, our update was the whiteboard today, sort of bringing another practice in that was proposed and trying it out.
Okay.
We're meeting. There's nothing else.
Yeah, sorry, Joel. I just want to know, have you had the first meeting since the whole chat thing?
There wasn't.
No.
I just don't. It's not easy for me to unmute. Anybody else can answer too, but like I said, we're meeting.
So you haven't had a meeting yet?
No, there was a meeting.
Yes, we are meeting. We have met, and we are going to continue to meet.
We're going to meet every 2 weeks.
Okay, I thought we were giving an update just on that meeting, no?
Yeah, I wanted to, that's why my hand's up. I just wanted to say we kind of regrouped. This is the first time we've met in a while. So it was kind of all over the place. So you're talking about a number of different things. What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to, which way are we going? So we had to take a look at the different things that, we had some stuff that come off that session we did with the guidelines. There were some next steps there. There's some ideas that have come up. There's some ideas that have come off the planning committee. So that was just really a first meeting. So we'll do it, but we've agreed that we will meet every second week.
Great, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Did anybody else want to speak to that issue? If not, we can move on with the evaluations and benchmark committee. I would just like to say that February 13th was our first meeting of 2025. And we got together collectively as a group and just outlined some of the some of the requirements for tracking attendance and doing a few other things to make the process a little bit more cohesive. I do have a document I can pull up, but we also have Deanie and Michael, who are both members of the EBC committee. So if you would like to speak to and I guess contribute to this discussion, we've got about 5 minutes left of this meeting. And I can either share the document via email or just briefly discuss what's on it and give everyone else a chance to speak. Michael, did you want to provide a little bit of an update?
So we have a number of sort of things that sort of require detailed planning, like to come up with the processes for the working groups to review objectives and measurements and the attendance and the survey. So these things are sort of detail work that will have to be pretty much done by May in order to be able to really function this year. And we also wanted to get some recruitment to the committee. So anybody who wants to join.
Yeah, basically, we didn't really have a meeting today because our attendance was so low that it wasn't, really able to carry on a meeting. So we're looking for participation. There's one, Alona may still be with us. We have to check in with her. She had a time challenge. Elena had been coming, but she wasn't there today. And we needed to follow up with Paula, just because I believe she's going to be attending again. So just putting it out there, anybody's interested, we need participation. I don't know, maybe we need to also send a message through to our work groups and invite participation. But we definitely need participation.
What's that for? Sorry.
The evaluation and benchmarks.
Oh, I wish I saw that. The timing. I can't, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we had previously heard from Ilona that she could make a different time, so we're going to confirm with her which time is better for her.
Absolutely. I will touch base with Ilona tomorrow and see if that time change that she originally proposed works for her. Again, if everybody is in agreement, then we can make that change. And I like your idea, Deanie, about reaching out to the working groups and trying to get more participation. It'll be great to have, some people that are not a part of all of the other groups to be a part of this group. But also as well, having everyone grandfathered and grandmothered in is cool too. But yeah, our meeting is now 6:58 p.m. Is there any final discussions, any follow-up that anyone would like to discuss before we end this meeting?
Yeah, could you maybe, if you're sending an email out to the working groups, can you kind of maybe just give more than just join the group, but kind of maybe what some of the goals are, what are the things you might be working on that may excite people if they know what you're working on, as compared to just come to not yet another meeting.
I like that idea, Gail. I will definitely do that. I will work with the members and come up with an engaging some statements that we can utilize that just discuss our purpose and what our outcomes are and what we're hoping to do there and hopefully increase that participation.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that suggestion. Deanie, did you want to go ahead? We got a minute left.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Good to go? Good to go, everybody? Well,
No,
thank you.
one more thing.
Yep.
I sent you both a link to the poster, so Adonis and Brandy, please take a look. I also think, Brandy, this is a month away, but it's going to come really quick. So if you need help, please ask. No one's going to read your mind. Just make an ask. You need with any help with anything, right? Especially with outreach.
Right.
because I think the more residents come out, the better, because it's an opportunity for us to recruit new members and supporters for the SDP. To let you know, I'll help you out. Sorry?
Sure. I believe we were capping it at 40, were we not?
We capped it at 40?
Yeah, that's what that's what I was under the impression, but if not, I will connect with you tomorrow
Okay.
and to get on everything, and I'll make sure that whichever subgroup is going to be reviewing the flyer, that it's done tomorrow. I do actually want to take advantage of the full 4 weeks, and that would be starting today. So we'd be a day late tomorrow. So let's get it done tomorrow.
Yeah, Brandy,
Sounds good.
I can't meet tomorrow. I'm thinking Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, there was a message from Gail that the budget has a limit, so we can always go over that next planning meeting. But as of for now, we will make sure that we get on the flyer, and then Adonis, we can give it to you to look over and maybe get your feedback and review so that you have it for Monday. So all you're doing on Monday is a review. And if it's ready to go, then it can be pumped out on Monday. Is that okay?
Sure, you can just start on the poster, that's fine, but yeah, don't let it go until we review it.
No, of course not. Of course not. It'll just be us getting everything together, the QR code, making sure all the information is correct. And then at least that way it's done. So for Monday, you can just send it out. I'm sorry, you can review it and approve it, and then we can send it out.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for attending the planning committee. The time is now 7:01 p.m. I will give you back your time and let you all enjoy your evening. And stay tuned. Enjoy. Have a good night.
Goodbye, Brandy. Great job.
Take care.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit us on all our social media platforms. Please visit our website for more information.